From the C programming language, we discussed about the character set of C. Then we saw how identifiers and keywords can be formed from the character set. And after that, we learned about binary arithmetic operators, and then we saw how expression statements can be formed using binary arithmetic operators and the assignment operator. And after that, for discussing the prerequisite topic required for your lab, we jumped onto the topics control statements and single dimensional arrays. And today we are going back to the basics, and we will be discussing about unary arithmetic operators in the C language. So these are the various operators supported in the C language. The figure is copied from the internet, and in the lecture 17 we discussed about binary arithmetic operators, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and the remainder operators. And today the topic is unary increment operators, and also we will look at other two unary operators if we are getting time. So what are unary operators? Unary means the operator is working on a single data. First we can look at the unary increment operator in the postfix form. Let us try to understand what it is using an example statement. Here is an assignment statement, and if you look at, this is the unary increment operator in the postfix form. We will see why is it called postfix. And this is same as saying, if you look at the RHS, dv1 plus plus is same as saying dv is equal to, dv1 is equal to dv1 plus 1. So these two are equivalent. Now when the increment will happen, this is basically increment, when will this happen? Before or executing the assignment operator is the question. We can try to understand using this example, how is it going to work. If you look at this statement, there are two decimal variables p1 and p2. Assume that they are getting memory allocated like this, 2 bytes each, and also assume that dv1 is holding the value 10. Now see how is this RHS going to be executed. At first, the value of the variable dv1, which is now 10, is fetched into a microprocessor register, a CPU register. After that, what it is going to do is going to execute this assignment. That means the value of d1, which is now in our temporary register, is 10, is getting assigned to the variable in the LHS. And after that, after the assignment is done, the unary increment is performed. Now the value of dv1 is 10, this is going to be incremented. So 11 will be stored temporarily in a register and then will be taken back to dv1, because it's same as dv1 is equal to dv1 plus 1. I hope you're getting me. So if you recall, when we use a postfix increment with an identifier. Not that you can only use plus plus with a decimal variable. You cannot use it with an expression or any other kind of variable. You can use it with a decimal variable. Of course, you can use it with a character variable because it's having a decimal value. And now, suppose you are using id plus plus like a plus plus or dv1 plus plus within an expression like the previous one, then the previous value of the identifier, that is before incrementing it, whatever be the value, that value will be used in evaluating the expression. So, previous example showed that 10 was its previous value, 10 is assigned to the LHS variable. That is what I am saying. Then after executing the expression, the increment is performed. So, it is called postfix. The increment happens after the evaluation of the expression, but this is compiler dependent. So, whether it is performed during the evaluation of the expression or after the evaluation of the expression, it depends on the compiler. So, it is a little confusing. We can try to look at an example to see why it is confusing. Now, you look at this particular assignment statement. It is not a good programming practice to use this kind of an expression, but this is just for the purpose of discussing why the unary increment, when you use it in the postfix form, is not very clear. The semantics is not very clear. It depends on the compiler. So, this is binary addition and these are unary incrementation in the postfix form. Now, if you look at this statement, there are two decimal variables V1 and V2 getting allocated like this. Assume that they are getting memory allocated like this. Also assume decimal variable V1 is holding the value 10. Now, you look at this expression in the RSS and see how is it going to be executed. One possibility is like this. At first, the value of this variable, which is now 10, is taken into a microprocessor or CPU register. 10 is moved into a register and which is held in that CPU register. And after that, maybe it can perform, okay, it is postfix. So, value is taken for evaluating in this whole expression, and after that immediately the value is incremented. This plus plus is executed. It means you are getting 11 as the temporary result of this increment, and then you will get this value assigned to dv1. So, dv1 plus plus is executed. And after that, maybe what it can do is, it takes the value of the variable, decimal variable v1, now it is 11, and it takes it into a temporary register. Sorry, it takes it temporarily to a register in the microprocessor, and it holds it here, and then it performs this increment operation. So, dv1, which is now 11, is incremented. You are getting the temporary result 12, which is now in a register in the microprocessor, and naturally it will get assigned here. So, that is how the execution happens when you execute an arithmetic expression. Okay, and after that, now the binary addition is performed. So, actually the values are in the register 10 and 11, and now the result is 21 now available here and will be assigned to the LHS variable. So, now the assignment happens and the result, which is actually 21, is getting assigned to the decimal variable V2. Okay, and this is compiler dependent, and it could be 20 also. suppose the entire expression in the RHS is evaluated before this increment happens, then 10 plus 10, 20 will be assigned to the LHS variable, and after that both the increments will be performed, and anyway you will get the value of this variable as 12 after executing the halt statement. But the value that you are going to get in this particular variable is compiler dependent. You just try in your compiler what you are getting, and you can also type with a number of dv1 plus plus in the RHS and observe how the value differs and try to understand what is going on. So that's unary increment, and it's not an advisable thing to use the plus plus operator like this. This is confusing actually, and the semantics is not very clear because it depends on the compiler. And later you can see why. You may think, then why unary increment? It is confusing, right? Later we can see a nice application for this. Okay. Now we are coming to the unary increment in the prefix form. Prefix, here is an example. Prefix means plus plus is coming before the identifier. We can try to see the semantics. So this is again same as increment. Okay, you can either say dv1 plus plus, that is postfix, or plus plus dv1. And if you are not using in the RHS of an expression, then both are same. But if you are using in the RHS, these two are going to be different. So we have to see when you are using it in the RHS, then when the increment will happen, before the execution of the halt statement or after. In this statement, again there are two variables getting allocated like this, and assume that the RHS variable is holding the value 10. Now let us try to understand how this execution happens. In the RHS, it's a prefix. So at first what happens is this increment happens. Okay, first increment and then use the value, that is prefix. So it increments, and now the result is in a register which is getting assigned to dv1. So the increment is performed first, and after that the assignment happens. So what is the value? 11 is the value. That value will be assigned to the variable in the LHS. So that is the prefix. Prefix means use the value only after the increment. Okay, so you increment first and then use it to compute the expression. Postfix means you use the original value in the expression computation, and after that you increment. These are the differences. Now this is what we saw. When we use plus plus id in an expression, then the increment is performed before evaluating the expression. The new value of id is used to evaluating the expression. That's what the prefix is doing. But here again, it's compiler dependent. We can see an example, a very similar example. The only difference is that here prefix increment is used. You have a binary addition operator and two unary increment operators. If you look at this statement, there are two variables. Assume that memory is allocated like this, and also assume that the decimal variable v1 is holding a value 10. Let us try to understand how the execution happens. In the RHS, it may go like this depending on the compiler. First, you are incrementing dv1. That means this is what you are performing first, this incrementation. So you are getting 11, and 11 is getting assigned to this variable, and after that the next increment happens, that is before executing the arc expression, both the increments are getting performed. So 12, which is again assigned to the same variable. So both the increments happen on the variable dv1. And after that, the new value of dv1, which is 12, is used in both these places, and you will get the result as 24 for this addition. And then if you execute the assignment, the result is getting assigned to the LHS variable. Okay, this is again compiler dependent. It may happen like, okay, only one increment is happening before the execution of the RHS. In that case, maybe 11 and 11 will be added together to get 22, and in that case you will get 22 as the result. And in both the cases, anyway, the first variable will get the value 12. So this is again compiler dependent. And now maybe I can tell you use cases for the unary increment operator. And as I told you, it's not a good programming practice to use this kind of a statement because it's confusing, and the semantics or the value that you are going to get depends on the compiler. So it's not good to use this expression because the value may change depending on the compiler in which you compile and execute your program. But here I am trying to give you why unary operators are required. Now suppose you want to process the elements of an array A or R from the current index I onwards. Suppose that you already have an index value in I, that is why the first initialization part is not used in the for loop. Then you can use this increment like this. For I is equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. So this is a very nice application for the unary increment in the postfix notation. Now suppose you want to process the elements of the array from the next position from the current index I, from the next position onwards. Then what you do is you go for the prefix notation. So these are some nice application for unary increment in the postfix and prefix notation. With this, let us proceed and look at the next unary operator, which is called sizeof. So what is this operator? Try to understand with this example expression. So sizeof is the operator which is unary because it's acting only on this single operand. 135 is the value, decimal value. Sizeof is acting on that value. In general, it can act on any value. What is the value of this expression if an integer is stored using 2 bytes or 16 bits? Then the answer is 6, because sizeof operator returns the memory requirement of the operand in bytes. If a decimal integer requires 16 bits, then the number of bytes is 2. So size of 135 is 2. 4 plus 2 is giving you 6 as the answer. So that is the sizeof operator. It's very easy to understand what it is. Now we are going to discuss the next unary operator, which is minus, which is again an arithmetic operator but unary. To understand what it is, look at this particular expression, and here is the unary operator minus, which acts on this single operand, and that is why called unary. What is the value of this expression? So what's it? It's minus 1. So it's just to negate the value of a decimal And with this, we are finishing today's discussion. And today, we have seen arithmetic unary operators, plus plus and the minus operator. Similar to plus plus, we can also have minus minus, both in the prefix and in the postfix form. And we also have seen a nice application for the postfix and prefix forms of incrementation. And we also saw that when we use a number of or a sequence of incrementations in the prefix or postfix in an expression, then the value depends on the compiler, and it is not advisable to use such an expression in your program. Use it in processing arrays and wherever you need it or you find it as easy to use. Thank you.